So I just finished up Wuthering Waves 2.2, and if you are new to the channel, my name is Marco. I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective. I also really like video games, and I also really like Wuthering Waves. I was pretty harsh of the 1.0 patch series, mostly the first couple chapters, acts of 1.0, and obviously Wuthering Waves has continually improved and gotten better. I have been with this game since the very first day. I love this game very much, and I'm very passionate about it. So 2.2 was a continued step in the right direction for what I think Wuthering Waves can be and should be. If 2.0 was a brand new start, if 2.0 was the beginning, the new hope for Wuthering Waves, then I feel that 2.2 was The Empire Strikes Back. 2.2 was very different from 2.0, and in a lot of ways, it just added so much more layering and texture to an already really, really great foundation with Wuthering Waves 2.0. If Wuthering Waves 2.0 was a landscape from left to right, then 2.2 was a well from top to bottom. We went deep into the layers of these characters. We met a character in 2.0, we referenced that character in 2.0, and in 2.2 we actually got to be with them, to sit with them, to talk with them, to explore what their responsibility, what their life is. And furthermore, we also got to meet Cantarella, who was a pretty, complex character in and of herself, and in a pretty hotly debated character with whether or not she went too far in a direction or not. But ultimately, even her, we had our expectations blown away. And she turned out to be a really, really wonderful and complex character. Cardathia as well. This really, 2.2 really ultimately felt like it was the story of Cardathia. That Cardathia's story, it was a story quest for Cardathia, more so than it was moving the needle. And I think that that's really interesting, and I think it's worth talking about pacing, because this story was quite slow. In fact, when it started, I was a little concerned. I was a little nervous that maybe the story of 2.2 was going to be a step backwards from the fairly brisk pace of 2.0. That had like chunks of time as they introduced characters where I was like, ooh, I don't know, this is a moment where I don't like this pacing. Which is a gacha trap, let's be real. The pacing is a huge issue among gacha games in general. And it's something that I've been hoping and clamoring to see changed, especially in Wuthering Waves, something I really believe in, to be at a pace that feels good and feels right. And I shouldn't generalize because I don't mean every gacha, but certainly a lot of them. So 2.2 started kind of slowly, but as we progressed, I started to realize that what we were actually going to get here was depth. And in truth, without spoiling it, this game really, really took us to a new direction in terms of its pacing, in terms of the character exploration, and in terms of the actual story beats. It's hard to not spoil it, and I really don't want to. If you've never played Wuthering Waves before, I really think if you allow yourself to commit to enjoying these characters, you're going to find something here that is incredibly interesting and kind of fresh. My God, the final moments of the 2.2 patch are just magnificently done. They're emotional, powerful. It's a story about growth. It's a story about finding one's true self. There's a lot of emotion in both the 2.2 story beats and in the story quest for Cantarella, which is again another level of depth that we're getting from Kuro games that is sort of unexpected. The story quest with Cantarella starts off a little bit of a word salad situation, but as you progress, it deals with really, really realistic issues of grief, of unmet expectations, of trauma, of what it means to exist in the world and carry the burden of not only your past, but also the past of your family, the transgressions that came before you, the burden of generational trauma in a way, and what it means to let go of that. And I thought that those subjects were very mature and very adult. And despite the like anime, bright peppiness and the beauty of the colors and stuff, this is a serious story. And I think if you're allowing yourself and into anime style games, I think that you'll come away with this with a real appreciation for life and a conversation around what it means to suffer, and those themes are very mature, and I think that really works very well. Musically too, we continue to move in a fantastic direction. Now, in truth, there were only like 3 or 4 pieces in this particular patch compared to last that really stood out to me. Kadendo's theme, this very much reminds me of Yoko Shimomura, reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy XII, Rabanastre, and I thought it was absolutely lovely. Of course, the boss fight music was really, really exceptional as well. It really delivered this power, and it was visceral, and again, without spoiling it too much, it really was incredibly impressive. Loved the heavy brass in that particular piece, and the strings, and then there's this gorgeous piano that's just going crazy underneath. And another track that really stood out to me was in Cantarella's Story Quest, this beautiful, chaos language, even though it isn't, piece of music that is full of despair and sadness and what it means to lose innocence, and I love it because you don't necessarily know what the words are saying, but it's still able to carry this incredible feeling of emotion, which is a really powerful and important thing for all of us to continue to explore. Songs without lyrics that we understand aren't bad, and we don't need words. Music actually functions as words in so many instances where the words actually spoon feed us the emotions a little bit too much, and it kind of cheapens out our ability to connect with what we're hearing. Removing lyrics allows us to connect more with our own personal experiences on top of the context as well. I think we're in a really good spot with Wuthering Waves. I'm really, honestly, I'm at a point where I'm sort of perplexed and shocked that things are just going really well. And knock on wood, like, this is a game that I truly love. It's one of my favorite games, actually, that I've played in the last year, and it continues to be a game I really look forward to. Maybe not to play every day, but certainly to play, when these big patch moments happen, or do world quests and story quests and things of the like. Now, there are always things that I think can be improved on. I do think that I do think this is salacious. I do think that Kuro has done very well. I believe that Kuro could get rid of the incredibly predatory 50-50 mechanic. I know. Well, how will Kuro make money? Well, they're making millions upon millions of dollars. I think there are ways to mitigate this system to be even more front-facing and consumer-friendly so that it really can be a game first and gacha second. It wants to be that so badly. I would really like to see them get rid of that 50-50. I've said it since the very day that they announced that the 50-50 was in it. I'm really thankful that the weapon banner doesn't have a 50-50. But imagine this game of this size not having a character-based 50-50, or at least for the first, do a 100% rate up or something. I don't know. This is beyond me. This is for people that are well versed in all this, but this is just my instinct as I continue to play this game and continue to advocate for playing this game. I really want to see it continue to be that game first and gacha second. We're already close, but it would be really interesting to see them go all the way. Give me flying in all regions, please. I love the flying in this game so much. It's so unique to this game. It's so special. It's so much fun. Please give me flying in all regions. I'm begging you. The other thing I'd like to see is some meaningful endgame that isn't just for Astrites. Give us skins. Give us a bunch of coatings. Give us chances to farm and grind for things that aren't just currency for the next character. Now, I do think that we should keep Astrites. We can't get rid of those, especially for free-to-play players. The people want to play this every day. But let's also do other things. I know we've already got titles now, and I know that we have the little displays, but I would love to see some more incentive there for just playing for the sake of playing. And maybe I've got Monster Hunter on my brain because I literally have been playing it for like 100 hours in the last month, right? But I would love to chase something that isn't just in-game currency for future pulls. Like, I don't know how you do that. Again, it's just an idea. Game first, gacha second. I may be holding Wuthering Waves and Kuro games to a very high bar. And maybe it's unrealistic and I'm only going to disappoint myself. That's probably okay. I won't lose sleep over it. But I really, really believe in this game. And this game is just doing so many things right. And I just want to see it continue to grow and continue to, be at the forefront of people's minds when they think of games like this. Gacha games have a very bad reputation, generally speaking. And as a person who plays every game on the planet at this point, I really love Wuthering Waves, and I want as many people to play it as possible. We also, I think, should have a better balance of male characters. Right now, it's very dominantly gathering wives, which for many people is not a problem. For me, it's not really a problem either. But balance is always great. Why not? I'd love a bearded dude that I can use as a character. You know what I mean? Like, I would love a mix and match of that. So those are like 4 little things that come to mind now, having played this game since the very beginning of its inception. We're moving in the right direction. It's really, a review is sort of not even worth doing because it's so good. I'm really, really impressed by this. I'm very curious to see where we end up. I also really appreciate that we did go like that well from top to bottom. I felt like I was really invested in these characters this patch, more so than I was even in 2.0, getting to know these characters. Now we actually started to really explore their psyches and their the way that their brains function and their feelings and their emotions and their, being shy or being nervous or being enthusiastic or being happy. And my God, and like the future questions about who the rover even is and how it connects to Sentinels. And I mean, there's so much to enjoy in this game that I just want more of it at all times. And I think I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I think the game still has things it needs to work on. But boy, the differences are really night and day. And if these 2.0 patches continue to be this good, man, really happy with 2.2, really happy with 2.0 in general. I love recommending this game. Can't wait for the Steam release. Really excited about that. Hopefully it comes to new eyes. Hopefully people get to experience it more. It's just an awesome game. And I hope you're having fun, and I hope you try it if you're curious. Thanks a ton. I'll see you later.